What the fuck? The fuck? What? Yo, what's up boys, and welcome back to yet another video. This one is going to be covering a game that honestly doesn't really need an introduction, but if you don't know about it already, it's called The Day Before. It's been in development for about 5 years according to the developers. The first trailer they ever released was released 3 years ago now, and it is, or was, the most wishlisted game on Steam, and it just came out. A lot of people have speculated that this game simply seems too good to be true. It seems like a scam. It seems deceptive in some way. And now the game's out, we can actually work out if the game is a scam. The reason people are so skeptical is because these developers are relatively unknown and have a bit of a dodgy past, and at the same time they are also promising this open world zombie style game MMO that is going to revolutionize the genre. That's literally what they said. So we're going to have 3 main sections today in which we are going to, by the end of them, work out whether this game is a scam or not. The first section is going to be what the game isn't. So we're going to be looking at all the trailers really quickly and seeing all of the things which are missing from the game. Then we're going to be talking about what the game is. We're going to talk about every feature of the game essentially, because there isn't really that much to talk about, so I should be able to put it into a video. And then finally, we are going to be showing you how we essentially broke the game on day one and managed to unlock every piece of content in the game. As always, if you guys want to skip the specific parts, then there'll be timestamps on the YouTube time bar for you to skip. I had the unfortunate experience of playing this game for about 16 hours on launch day, so I should know pretty much everything there is to know about it, but there is a chance that some of these points I'm going to be making here are going to be incorrect, but for the most part, they should be correct. I'll have in the bottom right the date of when all of these trailers and gameplay videos were initially released. The Day Before is a game which has been delayed multiple times. We'll talk about that one a bit later. So that's why some of these are so old. But I would say the most obvious trailers where the gameplay doesn't match whatsoever the product we got are the older ones. So what does the game not have in it, or what isn't in the game? Well, zombie hordes. This is something they talked about in the past.
The world of The Day Before is teeming with hungry hordes of bloodthirsty infected, ready to tear you to pieces.
It's a feature every zombie survival game wants, whether it's single player or multiplayer, but obviously it's going to be a bit hard to do on multiplayer. We'll talk about how the actual zombie situation is a bit later on in the next section of the video, where we talk about what is in the game. There is no VoIP or radio.
We can give you food and shelter and ensure your safety. Here are the coordinates.
Did you hear that?
Yep, I got a message too.
Great. Maybe I can sell my junk there and get myself a better
The first
rifle.
ever trailer, as you'll see, had this scripted VoIP, as well as that it had extracts of radio, kind of indicating that there would be events that would happen in the world, which we would then hear through radio, which we would then be able to respond to. That is simply not a thing, and there's no VoIP in the game right now either, which is somewhat surprising. The ability to repair vehicles is not in the game. The ability to craft items is something shown multiple times. Looks a lot like The Last of Us in the original videos, but it's just not in the game. Vaulting isn't in the game. Dynamic weather, including snowstorms, is not in the game, so it's not like it's going to be raining 1 second, snowing 1 second. It's just the same weather 24/7, it seems like, from my 16 hours of playing the game, but it might be bugged out, I don't know.
The snowstorm is starting right now, and the temperature is falling fast.
Snowy areas in general, and also the deformation of snow from the feet, is something that is simply not in the game. There's just no snow in the game. There's some small parts of snow on the ground, I think, in some places, but it's not like the videos at all. They said originally there's no loading screens. There's actually a shit ton of loading screens. An operating electric system, being able to turn the electricity on and off of a building, is also not in the game. APC and helicopters. I guess these weren't necessarily confirmed, but still they were kind of hinted at considering these videos are so old. A sleeping bag which is deployable, wildlife, animations to get in and out of vehicles is not a thing in the game for some reason, but it was in the trailers. Doors, there's technically no doors in the game other than ones that are locked, which I'll talk about again later. Destructible environments, both indoors and also outdoors. Vehicle destruction / poppable tires. You can shoot a car as much as you want. It simply stays alive until it just blows up. It doesn't. You don't need any damage there. Binoculars. RTX, I don't know. This was something which fueled a lot of people. The whole, oh, Nvidia are involved in this game or something, so it can't be a scam or something. Yeah, that's not RTX, and there is no RTX settings, so I don't know what happened with that one. And then finally, for this list of what's not in the game, the biggest, most egregious one that everyone keeps on bringing up is the fact that this game was advertised as an MMO, or in specific, they said this in one of their more recent trailers.
Welcome to the next generation of post-apocalyptic MMO open-world survival games like never before.
The term MMO or massively multiplayer online can mean a few different things for a few different games, but in the case of this game, they have completely ignored the question which people have been asking for years, which is how many players will it be per server? How big is the map? I mean, now we know, kind of, although you still can't see how many players there is on the main menu. Approximately, from my gameplay sessions, it's about 30 players in the entire world, which really isn't too many and definitely does not constitute as a MMO game. DayZ has a map which is about 5 times as big as this one, approximately, according to my calculations, and has about 5 times more players on it. That game doesn't call itself an MMO, but this game still does. Kinda weird, devs. So now that you've had that little refresher of gameplay and features, it's time to look at what the game is right now. In the background, it's going to be a bunch of assorted gameplay from my time in the city, in the wilderness, in the safe house, pretty much just showing you assorted bits of gameplay while I explain how the whole thing works. When you first log into the day before, this is what happens in the intro.
So, can you get up? Try to get off the bed.
Dude, what if this game's actually kind of good, guys? I swear it might be kind of good somehow. I don't know how, but I swear it might be. Like, I might be I'm just kidding. That's not what's supposed to happen, but that's what happened for me. The first time I logged in, I fell through the map and died and got soft stuck and had to remake my character. So that's good. Either way, you start off in the safe settlement called Woodhaven in the game, which is what you're seeing in the background right now. This is essentially just a glorified Escape from Tarkov main menu. If you've ever played Escape from Tarkov before, you'll know exactly what I mean. But in this area, you can do a bunch of different things. You can go to the gym and slightly increase your stamina. You can go to the sauna for literally no reason. You can organize your stash. You can buy and sell weapons, go to the bar, buy and sell medical items. And you can also team up with other players with a group of up to 4 players at one time. And whenever you are ready to go, you can go to the door and either go into the city or go to your safe house, which I'll talk about in a second. The main issue of this area right now, although I'm sure this will change, is it's completely pointless. It's just a waste of time running between your stash to go buy something. It's like, oh, I don't have enough money. Okay, now I need to run all the way to my stash to then pick up that money, to then go back, and then maybe I don't have the correct amount of money because there's no actual UI element on the screen that even tells you how much money you've got. It's just an annoying area to be in, but it's an area you will be in a lot because it's an area that you go into raid and then you go out of raid in. So yeah, it's kind of, like I said, the EFT main menu. One guy I did miss is this guy will sell you items for rep, which you get from doing quests, but you don't need to be in the safe zone to even accept the quests. So yeah, there's really no reason to talk to a lot of these NPCs right now. So Woodhaven, the safe zone, is the first of the 3 main elements that make up this game. Those 3 elements are, of course, the Woodhaven settlement, which you now have seen, and you pretty much understand everything there is to know about it. I just told you everything there is to know about it. And then the next one is the open world, which we're going to be doing right now. And then the final one is kind of like a hideout from Escape from Tarkov, so it's just a personal area which you can customize. But in an EFT, it actually does something. In this game, it does literally nothing. But that will also maybe change, maybe. Also, speaking of EFT, look at me using my my Gamma container on this game as well. This game takes a lot of things from EFT. It even has a horse figurine in it. It's very clear this game has been highly inspired by EFT and a bunch of other games, but for some reason they're still in denial that this game is in fact an extract shooter. Anyway, how big is the open world? So just to show you guys the scale of the map right now, it's kind of hard to understand how big or small the map is. But you can see there's a lot of POIs in the map, such as hotels, banks, police departments. There's a bunch of workbenches around the map, which is where you can put attachments on and off of your weapon. And then you'll also see there's 5 evacs in the map, or extractions, whatever you want to call them, which is why everyone's calling this game an extraction shooter. You can see there's a no backpack one here at daytime. There's a no backpack one here, which is only accessible at nighttime. And then there's one over to the west, which is very, very popular, which you can also leave in a vehicle with. And then there's also one right here, which you cannot leave in a vehicle. I'm on top of it right now, which is why you can see the triangle. And then there's this one all the way over here. The northern area has some very good loot in it as well, and it's actually an area that is very similar to one of the old gameplay videos. But you can see this is the size of a map. It's not big, it's not small. It's just okay. Okay, so we know how big the map is now, and we know how you get in and out. Although I guess an additional detail is you only ever spawn in the city if you're spawning as a player. If you're spawning in with a vehicle, you will spawn up north. But the objective really is just to go to POIs, to kill zombies, to loot zombies, and then to extract, and that's pretty much it. And then there's the quests as well, but the quests are all really boring, and they just don't end kind of thing. There's no story or anything like that. The quests are just like, get free radios, get these plumbing supplies, and on launch, you got 1,000 woodberry coins or whatever it's called for each quest, which is just so little. I'll go into more detail on that in the next section when we talk about how much the vehicles cost. But yeah, that's pretty insane. Credit where credit's due. I do like how the UI's off of this for the map and for the quests, but you can only accept one quest at a time, which is really annoying. And also another downside to that and the inventory is it does stop you from moving at all and does make you crouch each time you open and close your map, which is really annoying because it just makes you immobile. So if you get shot at when you're crouched, you then gonna have to get out of a crouch animation, and by that point you're dead. And also you can't open a new map in a car either. But no one asked about that one. But yeah, in terms of things to do, the quests are really boring and unrewarding. And that's really all you can do. You just kill people, loot, and then extract, and then sell the stuff, and then rinse and repeat. There is a gameplay loop here, but it's, as you can see from the gameplay, kind of buggy. There's 2 different ammo types for ammo, and apparently they don't actually make a difference. For armor, the high-end armor seems to make very little difference. It does make a difference, but like maybe 10 to 20% more health. So in this case, I trade dragged with a guy who had a 9mm weapon. And when you've got a full auto weapon, I play a lot of CS. I know how to recoil control a bit. Obviously, I'm just not used to it in this game. But your gun just goes straight up to the moon when you recoil. You could say that's like a skill issue or something, but the point is semi-auto weapons are just much better. If you tap, a full auto, it's like a laser beam. If you hold left click, it just goes to the sky. It's very odd. I will say the loot tables in this game are pretty decent. There's a decent amount of items, and also on a rare occasion, you'll see in the bottom right in my gamma container right there, I actually have 3 different keys, which I found this one right here goes into this room 846 in the Aurora Laboratory, I believe it was. And you can see this is what a locked room looks like. Kind of bare. I mean, it's the only locked room I've ever been in, but yeah, it looks horrible. Let's see what loot we get from using our 1 of 1 use key. We get a low tier AK. Let's go ahead and open up the safe right here. We get nothing. And let's have a look in here. Maybe there's like a LEDX in here, perhaps. Escape from Tarkov. No. Oh, that's for locked rooms, guys. That's for locked rooms. One really interesting thing with these locked rooms, and also just any room in general in this game though as well, is because there's a bunch of different servers with around about 30 players per server, you can literally just server hop a locked room or room which you just know there's good loot at, which in this case I'm all the way to the northern tip of the map from the second trailer, if we went down the stairs, and it turns out we've added this place which spawns some really, really good stuff. You can see right here, some really high tier weapons, a backpack as well as that. That's where I got a lot of my keys as well. In case you were wondering earlier about what I mean with a gamma container as well, if you're not aware of EFT, you should be. EFT is great. But in the bottom right, you can see case has got a lock sign. That is there's 6 slots. Basically, you can put stuff in there. As you can see, I'm putting the key in right there. And that will ensure that even if I do die, I keep it. So if I do die in the world, I normally should be lootable and people are going to steal all my stuff. But at least you can take something out of a raid, which means you can do naked runs if you want. Although it's not really something I've talked about too much, you should be able to see some of it with your eyes. This game is kind of buggy. I have had circumstances where I'll kill someone and I just can't loot them. And I have heard of people literally losing their entire stash. A lot of people actually losing their stash. I haven't had those issues, but just FYI, although we haven't really got into that too much, this game's kind of janky. There's not really too much more to cover about what you can actually do in the world. I guess the zombies might be a question you might ask. How many zombies are there in the game? There's 2 zombie types in the game. I guess technically there's the normal zombie, which takes about 3 shots with 7.62 in the head to kill. And there's this guy over here to my right, which is the armored zombie, which takes a lot more than 3 shots in the head. Zombies are very, very tanky in this game. Obviously, you can exploit the AI in this game and just jump on top of things. We can't vault, but it's okay because neither can the zombies. So we're on a level playing field here at least. If you want to be a true nerd, you could argue there's 3 different zombie types in the world, with the third one being the clown zombie, but it's pretty much the same as a normal zombie, but with a clown skin. You'll also hear with your ears right now the amount of audio bugs where your gun shoots, but it just doesn't make a sound. Yeah, that happens a lot. There's a lot of weird audio things in this game. The medical system in this game, much like the map and the quest system, is just kind of annoying to have to deal with. There's no way to even see your health without pressing tab. You can see on the screen right now I've been hit, but I have no idea how much HP I have. So I'm going to have to press tab to then go ahead and put my backpack on the floor, and then I can then med myself, and then I can't move while medding, and it takes about 5 seconds to do so. It's just annoying. Like, I can't see my health, I can't see my hunger, my thirst, and those don't even matter because when you go back to the safe zone, you get restored of those. I think I ate and drank maybe 3 or 4 times in the 16 hours of me playing because it's just not necessary. Also, if you look at every medical item in the game, which I'm assuming this is what the doctor sells, there's really not that many, and they do look a lot like EFT items, but they're annoying to use, unlike EFT items. That's about it for the open world segment. Although the world is enjoyable to explore, some areas are beautiful. It has a lot of performance issues. I was having a lot of stutters, a lot of really low FPS, but it was fun to explore. The weapon customization in this game is great. Being able to put suppressors, 4 grips, 6Xs, 4x8 cogs, all that kind of stuff on your gun is very, very nice to see. I will give them credit for those. We will have our overall final thoughts at the end of the video once all facts have been presented. But sometimes after the servers have been up for a while, there's just literally no zombies. When I was running over to this church to show how some of the assets in this game are bought, which is something the devs kind of said wasn't the case, but there's definitely a lot of bought assets in this game, I came across no zombies and no gunshots on a server which was described as high population. The POIs are cool, and there's a few small POIs that are marked on the map as well. Or not a few, there's quite a few of them. But the world still feels so empty. There's no events going on. There's no main story quests. There's really just not that much going on in the game, especially considering the game has been in development for 5 years, and some of the gameplay you've seen earlier is from 3 years ago, and it looked so alive. But now you look at this gameplay, this sped up gameplay right here, and it's like, yeah, there's just nothing going on. Like, I don't hear a gunshot. Hello? Is anyone home? Anyway, that's the second of the 3 elements of the game explained. The third one's pretty small. It is, of course, the hideouts, or whatever they're called in this game. Oh yeah, that's what it's called, a land plot, not a hideout. Okay, so yeah, you go to Woodhaven, and then you can go to your plot. I wanted to leave in the loading screen because obviously earlier I shown how they said there weren't going to be any loading screens. Not that's that big of a deal, but that is what they said 3 years ago, so... but the loading screens in this game can be so long. You can see just to get to my hideout, look at how long it takes for animations, for loading screens, not being able to move for a few seconds here, and now finally I can move. So this is my first time going here, so it explains how all of the systems work. Essentially, there's 3 different levels of houses or tents. This is the first one, a camp tent. It costs 0 credits, and this is a place which you can place a few items in, such as, well, for the freebies in the game, you get like a radio, you get a safe, you get a bed. The safe, you can't actually access your normal, like, safe house inventory from Woodhaven in there as well. But other than that, nothing else has any purpose. The radio, you can't turn it on, you can't use the bed, you can't do anything with any of it. It's purely cosmetics. The second tier is the forest cabin. This one is slightly bigger, and it costs 1.6 million Woodhaven coins. I forgot what they're called again. And it's pretty much the same size. 1.6 million. You guys don't understand how much 1.6 million is. I'll tell you how much it is. That GPU mining thing we found earlier, that's the most expensive item I've ever found in the game. And that's worth 3,000. So according to my calculations, let me just do the maths. 1.6 million divided by 3,000. So you just need 533 of the most expensive item in the game, and then you get this. Cool. You got to keep in mind, these are end game items, right? This is a $2 million country cottage, which you have to upgrade to 1.6 to get the country cottage. So all in all, this is maths 3.6 million to get the most expensive house in the game, and this is what you're working towards when you're playing the game, really, because I think progression is a big element of what makes a lot of games fun, and the progression in this game might be kind of lacking. They have changed a few things and a few hot fixes to make money making a bit easier, including making the quest give you 5,000 credits instead of 1,000 credits or coins, Woodhaven coins, whatever. Yeah, the grass sticks through the floor of a tier 3 one, which is pretty sick. And you can't place any furniture in it as well. It's just bugged out. So that's good. You guys almost know everything there is to know about the day before. Good job. The only last gameplay element there is to know about are the vehicles. How do vehicles work in this game? A lot of us assume, since it's an open world MMO survival game with no loading screens or whatever, that you'd find them in the world, you'd repair them, as we've seen a repair mechanic in an earlier gameplay video. That's not how they work. You just buy them in your safe house, and that's the only way you can get them. Don't worry though, you don't need to do that if you don't want to. We're going to be showing you every single vehicle today. All 6 of them. I know, it's pretty cool. Cost me a few pennies as well. I do find it interesting in their second ever gameplay video, they've shown off a drivable police vehicle and also a pickup truck. Both of these vehicles looked a lot better suited for a survival game, a zombie survival game, I would say, than the 6 vehicles in the game, but those aren't in. So yeah, you're using sports vehicles. Sorry guys. There's 2 big questions people ask about the vehicles in this game, and those are, can you steal a car? Which the answer is no, you cannot steal a car. You can drive someone else's vehicle in raid and it will have an alarm when you steal it because you're stealing someone else's car, but you can't take it out of raid. And if you're a player who buys a car for 1.2 million, 2 million, however much the vehicle you select is, and then you lose that car, it's blown up or whatever else, you then need to pay half of the money to get that vehicle back. Meaning vehicles in this game and also houses in this game are both probably going to take a few months of grinding to get. So literally to get a car, probably about a month of grinding, and then to get that car back, if you lose it, which you will lose it, there is instability issues in this game. If you get disconnected or whatever, you've lost it, then you're gonna have to spend half that money to get it back. So yeah, it's a big money sink. And upgrading your house does nothing right now, and having a vehicle, you can't store anything in it, and it has really limited fuel, so also kind of pointless. Very nice, fantastic. And also that last clip was me about to extract, and then I heard someone also about to extract, and I killed them. Since there's really only 2 main extracts people are going to use, because those are the ones that you can take with a backpack, it's really not too hard to just camp these all day. But I didn't do that. This guy was just a strange coincidence. It's everyone's favorite part of the video, myself included. How did we break the day before? Well, it's pretty simple. We basically just duped infinite money. I know it's a crazy revelation. I can't believe it took me 20 minutes to tell you guys this. This allowed me to see all of the end game stuff that people are going to be working towards in the game. It allowed me to find out that vehicles are bulletproof, which is pretty insane. They can be destroyed eventually, but it takes a good few magazines until they will blow up. And if you're wondering if there's exploits in the game anymore, no, it's not. I'm sorry, man. Enemies, 2 enemies. Dude, if I ran them both away right now, I'd be sick. I think we're too smart for that, though. Killed one. Alright, 1 left, guys, 1 left. Can we take the second one out, guys? So, also in a car, you're completely invulnerable. Oh, there we go, both dead. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, it's a pretty good game, right? And also, so you see in the bottom right, there's a fuel and durability. The thing is, if you leave a raid, which I mentioned where the extracts are on the map, where you can do that, one on the west and one on the northeast kind of thing, you just drive straight into the extracts and boom, you're instantly out and your vehicle is going to be fully repaired and fully refueled. And you can find fuel in raid as well if you do want to continue. But to be honest, there's maybe 5 to 10 minutes of fuel depending on which vehicle you're using here. So you are really limited in that degree. I'm about to blow up. I'm actually going to blow up. That's GG. You can see here you can get fuel from these gas stations that you can loot around the map. I don't think you can get them anywhere else, so it is hard to find enough gasoline to kind of keep yourself going. But if you can do that, what can I say, running over people? This is my first ever actual running over someone clip. And after my first time, I was addicted to it, man. I was addicted to it. Like, you guys won't experience it. Because, well, maybe you will if you spend about 500 hours and get like a car or whatever and then run someone over, and then you'll be like, I get it. But it feels really, really good. It feels really, really good. The only issue that I had with it is, although sometimes bodies were just unlootable for no reason, I noticed when I was running people over, they were always unlootable. Gameplay design or bug? Probably a bug, not a feature, but maybe.
Yeah, you extracted one time and then it disappeared, huh?
What did?
Your fuel can?
Yeah, I think it did one time, but another time it didn't. So I'm not sure if like I didn't pick it up or something.
Oh, there's a vehicle.
There's no way there's a game right here, guys. Come on, 1v1. Stop a vehicle, bitch. Look at the desync, man.
Oh, I'm out of bullets. I've got negative ammo.
You got negative ammo? Dude, get in quick. We gotta go. Oh shit, he's stopping.
It's gonna shut off your car. Yep.
Oh yeah, it is. Fuck. Oh, no,
oh no, it made me in the driver's seat.
Go. I'll shut the window. Dude, it's so laggy, man. It's so laggy. Jeez Louise, come on, dude. I think he's getting out. I hope he is. Oh, he's out.
That's a mistake on his behalf.
VDM. Nice VDM, dude. Did you kill him? You killed him, dude. It's so easy, man. The thing is, because cars are bulletproof, guys. Cars are bulletproof. The devs did... Even this car right here could go ahead and hop in quickly and prove its lack of bulletproofness. The devs... Oh, not this. Well, that's fine if you want to. But devs didn't think
You
this one
stole
through.
someone's car. You won't be. Oh, okay. You won't be able to return to Woodbury on it.
Oh,
that
really?
sucks.
You can hear the disappointment in my teammate Blake's voice right there. You cannot steal other people's vehicles. And this was our only time actually running into someone else with a vehicle during our playtime, despite a lot of players duping at that time, since obviously this was right when the game came out. Hype was at a high. People were sharing dirty little secrets. Overall, the vehicles in this game, they're pretty bad. You'll see when you get out of them as well, they do this weird jiggling thing most of the time, if not all the time. Sometimes you get out of your vehicle and you just can't get back into it. And as we already mentioned, they are bulletproof machines that are ridiculously priced. So clearly the devs just didn't put too much thought into them. Is the game I hear him? Let me in. Dude, I'm bugged out. I can't move. Is that you? Dude, is that you?
It did spawn me right next to you. Oh
Dude,
my god.
Move the fuck out of my way, man. What the fuck? That is so stupid. We are not in the same party. We are not in the same party, guys.
No, we're not.
Dude, your vehicle, I can't lie, it looks fucking stupid, and I kind of like it. These servers incorporate 30 or so players in the raid, in the safe area, and then also your hideout. So it's 32 players spread across those 3 different kind of gameplay experiences. So even with that in mind, somehow, you can actually spawn your vehicle on top of someone else's vehicle if you bring it out of the hideout at the same time, it seems. Even though Blake here wasn't in my party, we still literally spawned dead on top of each other. I guess at least our vehicles didn't blow up. Oh, very easy to see him right there on the right. Oh, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them right there. He's dead, fragged. Is there 2 of them there? What the fuck are we doing? Oh, there's a guy over there. You see the guy to the left sliding? And there's 2 guys stuck in the corner. There's this guy over here sliding. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Oh, he's dead. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Oh my god. I don't know what this game is, guys. Oh, I'm back. Fantastic. So I can't loot this guy either. And there's 2 guys just like stuck in the wall or some shit over here. He was still there, just like stuck on it. Like, what the fuck? The fuck? Ooh? Look at my ammo on the bottom right. Do you guys see my ammo on the bottom right there? Minus 89,000? I can't shoot! Why can't I shoot? I can't shoot! Dude, this game is so fucking bad, man. My ammo's gone. I don't know, man. This game is so fucked in the fucking head, guys. You wouldn't fucking believe it. And I'm dead. Me in my car, you fucking bitch. Let me in. God, this game fucking blows with big ding-dongs, guys. It blows so many ding-dongs you couldn't imagine. You just couldn't fucking imagine, mate. What are you guys doing? Stop that shit. Like, what are we doing? You guys are so weird. So, with all of that now seen, what do you guys think? Is the game a scam or not? In my opinion, yeah, the game is a scam. Scam, the definition of it is a dishonest scheme, a fraud. The devs made a statement covering this topic just 3 days before launch, where they said 2 very interesting things. First and foremost, please don't accuse us of scamming. That's not true. We didn't take a penny from anyone. Well, we now know that is not the case. It doesn't matter whether you have or haven't taken money from someone. Now you have taken money, and a lot of people who gave you that money gave you it because of the vision from the original trailers from 3 years ago. Those are the videos which caused the most excitement, which got the most views, because those are the ones that were most fake, that were most rigged. If you look at the more recent videos that Fntastic have released, it is a decent representation of what the game is, but ultimately people weren't sold on the recent stuff, they were sold on the old stuff. And even coming up to, you know, December 7th when this game came out, As I mentioned earlier, they refused to mention how many players per server. They refused to mention how big the map was. They just left it to your imagination. And you guys know what happens when you leave things to your imagination, especially when you're a big fan of a genre such as the zombie survival genre, where really our quench for zombie survival in a multiplayer setting or an MMO setting still hasn't really been fully quenched, even with games like DayZ and stuff like that. In a dream world, we would love, you know, just a larger world, more players, hordes, just more gameplay elements added into it, really. And yeah, this game, they avoided answering those questions for a reason. And there's just a lot of choices in this game that don't make any sense. For example, here you can see I'm swimming. You can't see your stamina bar until you're out of stamina. And when you're out of stamina, that's when you start taking HP damage. But you can't see your HP to see that you're taking damage because there is no HP bar on your screen. Like, what? And the second part of the statement which we made, also this whole statement is just so weird. The devs as a whole are very odd. They're like Russian or something. They keep on mentioning the word volunteer for some reason, talking about how they like don't pay their staff or something. I don't get it. I don't get it. But we also said, please don't accuse us of asset flip. That's not true. Also, our team worked day and night for 5 years to make our dream game a reality. In general, for a game to qualify as an asset flip, I would say it would need a lot or maybe even 100% purchased assets. And we have found some purchased assets in the game, such as this church. You can see we have redone it quite a lot and moved a lot of the assets around, but it is ultimately still the same asset. And if you do look in the game files, we can find tens or even hundreds, I believe, of 3D assets. How many of those are actually in the game? I am not sure. There's a reason you don't see many side-by-side images comparing a 3D asset to something that's in-game, because people just haven't done that. People just looked at the files and just seen the stuff and put one and one together. But there is still ultimately some bought assets here. So, yeah, it's hard. The game's definitely a scam because they said it wasn't an extraction shooter a few days before launch, but then it was. They said that they didn't take a penny from anyone, but now they have. And they said that it's not an asset flip and that they worked on it for 5 years, but they did purchase some assets, which there's nothing wrong with buying assets, but it feels like they, you know, if someone specifically asks them a few days before launch, is it an extraction shooter? And you guys know what the game is now. It is essentially an extraction shooter, but with no timer on the extraction. For them to just say no, not it's an MMO, but with some extraction shooter mechanics or something, I just don't know why they wouldn't do that. And it just isn't an MMO. It is literally 30 players per server. The way it works, in case you didn't get it already, is there's hundreds of 30-player servers. You can hop from one server to the next, and you'll keep your hideout, you'll keep your stash contents, your character contents, assuming it doesn't bug out, that is. But that doesn't make it an MMO. And the weird plot twist is, I would actually say the game that I played was actually kind of fun. I think if they were to sort out a lot of issues in the game, there is a lot of them, but if they were to sort out all of those issues, I think what they have right there is a decent basis for a game. But I'm just not sure if they have what it takes to do this, because of just the plentiful bugs, some of which you'll see in the background right now. A lot of audio bugs, a lot of desync bugs, people just sliding around, and you know, the intro of a car killing me. There's just a lot of stuff, which, considering we didn't talk about it, although I did say I'd mention it earlier, the original release date they shared with the public was for June of 2022. I do this with every game that ends up like this, but I have to wonder what the game looked like then, because the game right now is not in a good shape. The desync, the lag, everything just doesn't really work very well at all. And even after the June 2022 release date, they then delayed it to March 2023, and then they delayed it to November 2023, and then they delayed it to December of 2023. And this is what we got. I really would love to see one of those good old June builds. It must have been a really good time. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like I said, I'm going with it's a scam, but will I play it again? Probably. And will it become a decent game? I don't know, maybe. As I mentioned earlier, the devs have got a bit of a rocky past with kind of abandoning their titles. Their last title before Prop Night, which was called Dead Dozen, they abandoned because they ran out of money. And then they started creating a zombie survival MMO open world game, which wasn't really open world. Well, you could say it was open world, but it's not really open world, and it's not really an MMO either. So yeah, I don't know. You probably shouldn't trust these guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to smash the like button and the subscribe button or whatever. And I'll see you guys next time for the next early access zombie survival game. I actually don't know any other ones. This was pretty much it, guys. GG.